Hi, I'm checking in with you today. I'm so happy to see you. I am excited that we can spend time together because you know what? It gets so busy and so hectic, and sometimes we just don't have enough time to stop by and sit with a friend and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" So I'm here to talk to you about how are you doing. I'm gonna tell you how I'm doing today. I wanted to read a passage in my book, Statistics to Success. Some of you may have purchased the book, some of you may have not, but you know, it's a tool to be used to develop strategies for some of the things that you need. And I'm just excited because you know what? I know that God has placed this in me, and I remember it must have been about, I don't know, my son was probably 5 years old, my younger one, and he's 15 now, when God placed this on my heart. And I remember I was in church. I was doing a women's conference. It was my first women's conference, and I was just finished ministering. You know, I had just grown in understanding that I had the gift to preach. You know, that God had given that to me. And I remember we did an altar call, and during that altar call, a woman came up to me. I'm getting ready. You get the anointing oil so you can lay your hands on them and pray with them. They can put their requests or what God places on your heart to pray. And I remember very clearly this woman came up to me and she said to me, "I'm not from this church." I said, "Oh, okay." And she said, "I've never been here before." She said, "I was driving in my car and God told me to come to this church to say this to you." And she said that you're going to write many books. And this was, it was a confirmation of what God had told me many years ago, but I put a lot of it on hold because, I grew up in a generation where you worked to support your family. And, writing a book or writing books just didn't seem realistic to what was needed to support your family. So I kind of put it on the back burner, struggled with my own self-esteem, self-worth, and just didn't do it. And then when I tried many times, I suffered a lot of writer's block and had a lot of challenges, until I finally reached the place that someone said to me, "You can do this," and they weren't speaking to me directly. And I finally came to a place to understand that it's not impossible. And I'm just saying it to you because you know why? You may be thinking that it's impossible, I can't do it. Or maybe you wrote your first book and it wasn't that successful. It's okay. We're learning. And as we learn, we grow, right? We learn, and we get better, right? So we have to have the trial and error. Someone asked me, "What do you do when you have a fear of failure?" Part of success is actually failing, right? Part of being reaching the level of where you need to go is to learn from the mistakes you make along the way. And I'm very happy to say that, and I can say it confidently, but it's been a journey coming to understand this writer's world, right? I don't proclaim that I know it all because I certainly don't. I'm still learning as far as books go and things like that. One of the things that I have a strong skill at is coaching people. One of the things that I've always been successful at is building strong leaders, teaching people how to be entrepreneurs, how to avoid pitfalls, and things of that nature. And I take great pride in that because it's been 26 years since I've been doing this, almost 27. And I have a good success rate with this, but I don't want to sell people hype. I don't want to sell you what something that tickles your ear and stimulates you for the moment, but it's not sustainable. That is not the kind of coach that I am. The kind of coach that I am is a person that teaches from life experience. The kind of coach that I am is to pull out the value in who you are and help you build on that. The kind of coach that I am is the kind of coach that takes that vision and that idea that you have and we put it to work. But in order to do that, you have to be able to show up for yourself. I'm the kind of coach that had to get a coach for myself, right? When I got a coach for myself, it did not change that I was an excellent trainer, an excellent coach in my job, things that I've done. It didn't change that. I needed some other elements to help me get better. And you know what? I'm just going to say this to you, and I won't lie. We have to invest in ourselves. We have to do life and business on purpose, right? We have to make ourselves a priority. If our son or daughter wanted to join a sport and the sports was like $500, we would get that $500 for them to attend. But soon as you have to invest in something for yourself, it's a problem. And you deserve to see your talents and gifts come to fruition. I just want to read you something from my book, Statistics to Success. You know, I have a little list. So when I talk, sometimes things stutter a little bit. So, but anyway, here it is, right? And it says, it's not just about the money. You will never totally impact people to the magnitude we were called to because of a job. There is a difference between a job and your destiny. There is a difference between a job and your assignment. There is a difference between your ministry and a job. There is a difference. How many of us have put our ministry on hold just to embrace a job, just to meet the needs of that moment? I know there's so much more to what we do. We have so much time to sit here and think, but I want us to get our minds right. I want us to know that we don't have to stay where we are. We don't have to get caught up in the minutia, right? I'll tell you, when our mind is right, the gifts and talents that we have will help begin our destiny. Don't lose sight of what your assignment is. Your assignment is still the assignment. Look at the full picture. We're almost there. We're at the final stretch, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost there at the close of this book. I hope it's been a blessing to you and helped you get where you needed to be. I know it's not easy to do the things that we're called to do, but it is worth it. I want us to understand that when we know what we have, if we have settled in our mind that we have an assignment, and we've settled in our mind that we want to accomplish the thing that we were called to do, we can do anything. The problem is, we hear a lot of people say, I'm a life coach, I'm a life coach. I am a mindset life coach. I help people think the right way so they can see the manifestation of what they think. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so he is. So if you think yourself a failure, you'll fail. But if you think yourself successful, you will succeed. But here's the other thing. We can think something, but if we don't put it into action, then it's nothing. It'll just sit here in our heads. How many of us have had this gift in us, this talent in us, this ability to do something, but we haven't maximized the moment? It is so important for us to maximize the moment. We aren't getting any younger. There are people waiting for what you have. I always say to people, we are a solution to something, to a problem someone has, right? If you don't recognize that you're a solution to a problem someone has, then you're not going to solve any problems. But we don't have time to waste. How much time have we wasted? And I'm not saying taking care of your family was a waste. I'm not saying that having a job is a waste, because not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody's meant to launch out into their own business. Some people are meant to work places to support other people in their visions, and you add something to that. I've done it for many years, and I've loved the work that I've done. I have no regrets. It helped build me and helped me continue to, it sharpened me and helped me continue to be the type of woman that I am. It served its purpose in the ministry that I do. I'm very grateful for what I've received and what I've also given. But I want us to know that we must, whatever it is that we're called to do, we need to see it come into fruition. I talk about the seed in my book quite often. We have a seed planted in us that needs to grow. It won't grow if we don't give it what it needs. Make a decision today and say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to do what I need to do for me. I'd rather try and fail than do nothing and be filled with regret. It's just the way it is. I mean, I love what I do. I'm excited that I can do what I do, but I also know when I started out in this, I didn't have a clue. I know what God told me to do, but I also had to do the work to grow in what he gave me to do. We need to understand it, and I don't think a lot of us talk about it very much. It's our testimony, right? People may say it's my pitch, it's this, that, and the other thing, but it is our testimony, right? We had a test, and now we're in the testimony. We're here sharing our story to encourage someone else, to give them the courage to go out and do what they need to do. It's not impossible. Your thing may not look like my thing, but you know what? It still can be done. It's time for us to take that leap. Step out on faith. Be a risk taker. It's okay. The 5% that actually take risks are the ones that succeed. The ones that remain in their job and call it the safe place are putting themselves at risk. They're the ones who are actually at risk. And I don't mean for you to get up and leave your job tomorrow, but if God called you to be an entrepreneur, to run a business, to open your ministry, does God make mistakes? No, absolutely not. I'm just saying to you, you and I both know. Well, you and I both know there's something inside of us, right? There's something inside of us. We have to see it come to fruition. And if it doesn't, it'll keep bothering us. And we'll be full of regret if we don't achieve it. So I want to help you achieve that. Being a business coach is not just about money. It isn't that for me. Yes, I need money to take care of my family, sustain myself, and do things and continue to cause my business to flourish, right? But what it really is about for me is seeing you guys reach the goal that you have so you can live in that vision that you were given, so you can grow and just have hope and a future and the things that was already in you, that deep down inside you always knew I had it in me, but you don't know how to say it with your mouth. I want to help you get there. I want to help you see it. I'm not jumping all over the screen and just making it so hype and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that, because that we all have different personalities. But I do know my passion is to help. My passion is to see the people that I help reach where they need to go. It does something when you give. It's better to give than to receive. And I just want you to know it is not an easy journey. It does take time. If you try to get there too fast, you're going to miss all the lessons that need to be learned, a lot of mistakes to be made. But if you try to get there right, you're going to learn the things that you need along the way and be more successful. This is about being successful, and success means different things to different people. Some people's success means a whole lot of money. Other people's success means happiness, good health, and family. Other people's success means running wonderful businesses that impacts the community, the nation, the world we live in. It means different things for different people. Whatever it means to you, I want to help you reach that. I offer master classes, boot camps that you can attend that'll help you exercise and develop yourself. It's just like when you go to college. You go to college to get a degree, but you actually go to get the knowledge. The degree is just a verification of the knowledge that you have. Not everybody's built for college, but you are built for coaching, though. The question is, are you coachable? There's a difference, right? Do you have a teachable spirit? Do you think you know it all? If you do, great. Then put it to work. And if you don't want to be taught, it's okay too. But I'm talking to those of us that are actually interested in going to the next level. That's what I had to do for myself. I'm not offering you something that I don't have to do for myself. And I have to keep myself sharp. I do actually read plenty of books. I invest an hour a day on the missions and plans and the business things that I do, because I have to keep myself on top of the game, understanding how it works. And I want to help you with that knowledge, but I'm not going to do it for you. I'm going to help you do it and understand the value in what you have. We can stay right where we are if we're comfortable. Some people have amazing jobs. I worked some amazing jobs that actually didn't feel like work to me. I've always worked with the mentally ill and developmentally disabled individuals. And I love what I do. I love serving. I love making their lives better. I love building people that will make that wheel and the systems work, keeping it running correctly, keeping it lubricated, functioning the way it should be, and going in the direction that it should be. But I also understood that I wasn't meant to stay there. I knew that I was supposed to build my own business, my own empire, my own legacy, something to leave for my kids, something for myself. This is what I'm trying to share with you today. Take a step, take a leap of faith, take a risk for you, on you. I always say, let's do life on purpose, let's do business on purpose, because you know why? Tomorrow is not promised. You don't want to have a belly full of regret. You want to leave this earth empty and have done everything you were supposed to do. You'll never regret it. So I am so excited to say this to you. Maybe you'll join me, and maybe you'll be able to grow, and I know you'll grow in what I have to offer. Check out my website, natushkaspeaks.com. Sign up for one of the classes. You won't regret it. You know, sign up for a boot camp, sign up for a master class, sign up for a 2-day class. Get a feel of what you like. The 2 days are a taste of what the broader picture would look like if you're interested. You will not regret investing in you. I guarantee it. Take care.